channel. Yeah, because what if the has he said anything when starting to stream? I think they might be talking about these. But I think this is where the fort used to be at. This, I think there used to be another fort that another nation had, or was this here before one was formed correctly? Yeah, there's that little hill I want to make warrant with the base on. Sorry, due to the crimson's trees. This stuff. This is very pretty. I need like this chest. Okay, there's something. Never been here before. Oh, there's something here for me.
Hello? You quiet. Oh, wait.
For me, you're quiet.
Should probably take my headphones out. Okay. Yeah, no, the chicken farm's in the complete opposite direction of the other farm. This will be where the fort is going. So usually I'm referring to this as the fort rather than up there. But no, I need to clean out all of this. Because it's got wood, stream lights, and nether wart block, and so trying to just get rid of it, you know?
Okay. We can do this.
And anything you find, just put it in these chests. I don't know where that guy went.
Seems like an interesting fellow.
Yeah, he's kind of started to go through a thug phase, as I figured out. Pretty interesting stuff. But he heard us possibly going to war and he said, sign me up. So I said, okay.
There's a chance we're going to war?
Well, kinda, yeah. It depends on how some external factors turn out.
Okay. Guess I should not for the military soon then.
Yeah. He used to own the town that was right here. That's why he said it's a shame that we got rid of the fort.
Okay.
But
I'm finally not super poor now. I have like...
yeah, I would say if you ever need the money, just come over here and do this. Because I know a few places that buy these woods, but generally getting wood is not bad. I know a bunch of the regular shops buy by the stack, so I mean it's pretty decent. I'm gonna go see if I can sell some of these more mundane items.
Got it.
But yeah, if you're looking, if anything, I always need Crimson Stem.
Got it.
Mostly because I'm using that to fund the nation now that freaking cakes are not the way to go.
I want to start streaming more now.
That might be an idea. Ah, crap, I moved. I also suggest if you are like bored and you don't want to do this or anything, just look at the quotas channel in the Discord.
Okay.
Tune updates it regularly.
Got it. Oh, that was a good pop.
Hey, nice, nice. Haha.
Is there a chance that this island nation close to us that we're thinking about going to war with?
No, we have another group that's gonna do that. There was somebody who owned one of the islands, but they went inactive, and the people that she kind of left instead fumbled the ball, and needless to say, she got her entire land claim got taken over, and so now she's trying to take it back with the help of some people.
From what I heard or remember, like overhearing conversations that we used to own it or something, but like we had somebody that just gave it away for free or barely for anything.
Oh no. So there's a portion in between. So, like, over by the chicken farm, I don't know if you have any mods installed to let you see farther, but there's a, if you look over towards the Acheron capital, there's a little stretch of land that doesn't have anything on it except some roads. And, we that used to be a contested area, and so generally I wasn't really wanting to give that up because that just makes them bigger and us smaller. Well, now, there was a guy who we had at the time, because I kind of wanted to stop playing, but as you can see, that didn't happen. He let them take it over for practically nothing in return, and he said it's a good deal. Or no, he did it in hopes that he would get items or get like favorable talking terms. The problem is they didn't give him any of it. Like, they kind of just, they acted like they were going to do it, and then whenever he actually gave them everything, they turned around and screwed him.
Okay.
Yeah, so needless to say, we already don't have good terms with them. And considering these people approached us for just like to make sure we won't get involved, I said, yeah, we won't do it. I mean, because Lukiti, the island nation off our coast, is or was a vassal of Acheron.
So, if let's do it correctly. When y'all finish like wait, no, are we like Vilani? Is that how we pronounced it, or is that how pronounced?
Velanin.
Velanin. When we finish Velanin,
Yeah.
or at least get like where it's a decently big, we're gonna become a monarchy. Yeah, monarchy, I think. And you're going.
So, what's current? I think the plan, or well, what I was trying to say there, I think, was the idea that we currently have is we're gonna switch over to a monarchy, but around the same time we want to finish up the church and all this other stuff so that we just have space for that.
Okay.
So that was the goal with it all. And so that's probably what you overheard, because we were definitely talking about finishing up our buildings currently so that we could lay out some defenses for a war in case.
Okay.
But, you know.
Well, I kind of want to do for like because the science team that I made, it's just like a role play kind of thing. Can't really research anything, and everything's already kind of known. I kind of just want to. Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey.
I kind of just want to make it where
So.
If we like go to war, we can.
It's a more lore associated kind of thing, yeah.
Like if we
So
go to war,
are you in? Are you in the VAA or no?
Me? I don't know what that is.
Yes.
The Arts Association?
Yeah. Because I would say, since it's a more lore-focused thing, yeah, I would say join that, because that'll probably be where you find a lot of stuff to deal with it. And then...
what does he need?
He has a science team that he started up, and it's going to be more lore-focused, because, I mean, you can't really do much.
Hey,
no, save everything, save everything!
I'm sorry. Some of that stuff's junk.
Yeah,
Hey, dude,
but-
I would like to work with you because I want to set up my own university as well.
Yeah, he's gonna set up a institute eventually.
Do you want to do that? Like, have different, like, you want to make a university and then you have a faculty?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what y'all do on that front.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with an institute that can allow for a whole lot more role play ability. I mean,
Yeah.
the church already is going to allow for that, but I mean, that's not going to do much. And also, like, in a sense, if we have an institute, we can have people like veterans of our government there that can also help teach the younger people. So, like, Tyler Vid was here when I tried to do it. We had a couple different people that wanted to be diplomats for us, but they didn't really have any experience. So the idea was that they would go to another nation and train. Well, said other nation has had some problems, and so and then not only that, but we lost those people, like they left. So we never got around to doing it.
Yeah.
We still.
I would not mind setting up a Velanin university.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
and I mean,
for training purposes, so we'll bring in like people who are like experts at something, or for like diplomatic training, and then we'll have like, oh, I'm a diplomat. We're gonna train you guys today, and then we're like, oh, we're lord. This is like the basic down from the current lords, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are other schools. I know that there's one. It's called the Ibn School of Thought that I can contact, see if they maybe want to set up like a base out here to like set up something or collaborate. And if we do set up a university, I'll try and outreach to more of the different libraries around the world.
I would say, like, you don't necessarily need to
do it, but like it would be. I feel like it would be nice.
You wouldn't necessarily have to have them join per se.
Yeah.
I would say mostly just try and do joint operations.
Yeah.
Because trying to get everybody, like, trying to
no, not to join,
together.
but kind of just like, hey, you guys can come over and do like a talk or something, or like just show up.
Oh yeah.
Or like use our place as like a regional base. So for example, let's say they're from the northwest, and they're like, oh, I kind of don't want to go all the way from the northwest all the way to the southwest.
Yeah.
Or southeast. They'll just show up to our place. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll use us as like a base or whatever.
Well, I mean, you don't want to ever say that they can use it as a base, because then that gives off the idea that they now kind of have jurisdiction over something.
But like, I mean, like, oh, you guys can
I get what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we can do it. I would not be opposed to doing a university. I feel like that'd be nice. Even just a college. I would like a college. That would be nice.
Yeah, and
college
I mean,
engineers.
So like, I think I was mentioning it earlier, but every ministry is going to have sure, they might have an office in a town hall.
Yeah.
But they're going to have
like their own building.
Yeah, they're going to have a specific build area.
Yeah.
And so, like, the college could be the arts association's like main.
Right now, we're probably gonna work with the library. I will probably focus on finishing up the library before we do a university, just so we have some place to start books and stuff.
I'm actually I'm getting up the nerve to go in and work on the library right now.
Yeah.
But no, the library shouldn't take much longer to finish. Interior wise, I'm probably gonna have.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it would be cool if each like ministry has its own name for its stuff, like how the U.S. has like an attorney general instead of just like the minister of justice or whatever.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I tried to do. I don't. Oh wait, you can't see the rules.
Yeah, but oh yeah, how do you feel about the names for the citizen classes? Is it good? I sent it on the VAA.
In the VAA, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
that's discussion. Carol. Yeah, those look pretty good. I like the. That's kind of what I like. I like how it gets more sophisticated the higher you go up.
Mhm.
We'll
But
probably turn around. Minister and department probably won't change their names.
yeah. So Burr is the lowest class. It literally just means peasant. Sayor means free man. That's like the direct translation in Anglo-Saxon. Or sorry, I think Kaorl. Kaorl? It's the same root word for like Carl. Same thing. But but yeah, and then that means citizen. So I know it means citizen, but like I'm talking about like the Roman style citizenship, like the plebeian. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, and then for the, I was gonna ask if we had like the roles for the army already.
If we have what?
Different like roles for the army.
We do, but honestly, I want to get rid of the roles in this Discord because we have a military Discord.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is anybody Waffle? Do you wanna do the university thing? Would you be interested? Is Waffle dead? Waffle might be dead.
Huh?
You want to do the university thing, like a collaboration?
Sure. Also, hey, I don't know if it's like because Vitals is small, like very small now, but we just like kind of kicked off our land, and we're like a small island now, so you could probably try to we could try to get a trade with them more and probably get some money out of it.
I'm sorry, what?
So like recently Vitals was like kicked off our land and all that. So now we're just making like an artificial island. So we could trade with them more because they would like need resources because they can't get it. Mainly trees and grass.
So what they could do, and yeah, I'm gonna go back to this point. They could join us temporarily and then come and open a town here. I mean, there's also the possibility, and I don't really want you to say it to them because it's not necessarily set in stone yet on if we'll have the land or not. But there's possibility that we might set up some vassal states around here.
Okay.
And kind of like make it the Velanin kingdoms per se, because they'll be our vassals. But being our vassal isn't just you're paying dues and you have military stuff. Like you're your own nation, but you also have a part in our nation, kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah.
And so it's. But that's. I would say if they are open, if they're still open to the offer, they just got to hang out with us for a little while until a few things happen, if you know what I mean, and then they can get some nice land.
Okay.
I mean, it probably won't be. It probably won't be as big as like some of the areas they've wanted, but it'll probably be. It'll be still pretty nice.
Are we like accepting like a full blown like new like people into the country?
It's possible. These people, I've talked with them once or twice.
Yeah.
Our leader, he's like a very active player, so he would work with Vin London a lot.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler. Yeah. I don't know if you want to come get some. Wait, have I showed you? I don't know if I have or not, but So, ooh, no. I want to do it this way. How open would they be to living inside mountains? Do you know?
Hmm. We're very like we're kind of we're based off
Wait, is
like
Waffle a
Italian,
diplomat?
pretty much. That's I'm not.
No, he's a dual
Oh,
citizen.
oh, okay.
So y'all more Italian themed?
Yeah.
What if you
Uh,
did
We
some of
have.
those like Italian themed towns where they run up the side of a cliff?
I'm sure I could probably convince him. Yeah, probably.
Because so if you haven't noticed anything about the land around here, it's very
Uneven.
there's a big ass
inclined.
hill. There's a big ass hill.
Yeah. We go up, you got a hill that runs into a
Yeah.
mountain range.
This is gonna piss Acreon off. We could send them south.
That's the idea. So you
Okay.
see, well, I have a
Oh, but they're gonna be really. Oh,
I have a
oh,
render
no.
distance mod on, so I can see it. But do you
Okay.
know about Swedish Town, Tyler?
No.
No. Okay, so there's a small settlement of it's starting to go inactive people. South of us, they're not Acheron.
Wait, is
They
it
are actually
like does it have like a lot of not
Oh
sandball,
yeah,
but
It's
like
un-
is someone
yellow block
building
kind of?
another city south?
yeah, that's the sand spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that looks like it just got out of
So
a war zone.
yeah, they kind of what's the word? Ended up not going with it. And so what I mean, they haven't moved and they're still possibly looking at that for a operations area. But I bet we could talk them out of it because they're already looking for other places to go to. But
Yeah.
the
We could
idea
probably
would
get it for
be
if they do want to sell it. We could probably get it for cheap.
honestly, I don't even want to try and buy it. I want to just have them get
Get
rid
it.
of it because I mean, there's no reason to have it claim over here if you're moving. And it is
Yeah.
starting to encroach on us a little bit. I mean, we can't even start planning out the production district because it like the claiming rules wouldn't allow us to.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that could be
the
that could be changed.
the islands north of us, it's not ours, right? Because it's
No.
on the Dynamap. It's all the same sage. It's all the same shade of green, so I can't tell.
Yeah, no, that's a different nation. But that's
Okay.
the nation that's getting warred by the people who are trying to reclaim land.
Reclaim land. Reclaim ward.
So there was a pirate group that was on one of the islands, but they
Yeah.
got kicked off by that nation. And
Okay.
so they're
Can
now
we?
fighting, or they're now going to fight over that area.
Yeah. Do you guys
And
want to
so
ask? You wanna support them?
we kind of showed some support, or we tried to, but they were like, "No, we don't really need
You don't want
any
it.
support."
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
but in turn, for us doing nothing against them, we're getting that island off, like the closest island to where the terraformed bit is. It should
I
be
see.
like
Like
something to
at the edge
stay.
of the corner.
Yeah,
At
and so
the yeah, okay, yeah, the one with like the fort on it, the little fort
yeah,
thing.
so it's actually supposed to be like a massive house, but it's not.
Yeah.
And so what we're gonna do is we're going to either put a big fort on it, or we're
Mhm.
gonna give it to this person who built their farm up where the old Acheronai fort was, and they can
I
have
see.
it instead. But no, so hold on, Tyler. I'm gonna stream.
Okay. I'm just gonna go to the washroom. I'll be back.
Okay.
But yeah, our leader, like before we like completely started to like form our new little nation, or not new nation, but like move. He did bring up joining another nation that our artificial island was nearby. So it's not like it's still in his brain that to join a nation. It's not out of the idea. So I could be a bit of convincing.
So,
and depending on
so if you'll watch my stream real quick, I'm heading over to the area. Okay, so this fort, I guess you can call it a fort. I really don't even know what it is.
Looks like that one
But
prison from Dream SMP.
But essentially, this area, we want to put another town in. Hold on, I'm trying to. So, like, this all the way up to that fort over there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put another town in here that's military focused, so that it puts up a defense here. And so, like, strategically, you can't just go in and straight attack velanin. But of course, velanin's going to be so big you can't, like, nobody can attack it anyways. But so the idea is you would have to attack this town. You'd have to attack the northern town. You'd have to attack the small little castles and hamlets outside of velanin. And then it would finally come to the velanin last stand. But at that point, I mean, there's not much they can do.
It's also
But
a cliff
see,
side.
yeah, that's the only problem. Now, honestly, if you wanted to add some extra spiciness, I would take this cliffside, terraform it a little bit so it looks nicer, of course, and then put docks on the bottom and cranes up here on this ledge. Because then it's like, it plays into the terrain and stuff like that. Now, of course, in Italian town, y'all could literally put y'all could fit like 15 houses going down to the water, so I don't know. But, I mean, like, you got so much space here, and if you move that horrid thing out, you have this space here, you could put a wall in, knock out that little piece of crap up there, run it up into the mountains, job's a good one. Now, the only thing is, up in those mountains, I don't know if this is the exact spot or if it's farther in. That's where I'm wanting to put a more vassalized state. This would be an official town of velanin, and then we have a vassal state in the mountains. So kind of like a more dwarven-esque kind of people.
Okay. So there's two main problems I have with that, trying to convince him. Is that number one, I don't know if he'll still do it if he does join, but he really wanted to make like big buildings. But like he made one building that was decently big, kind of like a more polished Colosseum, but trade and
like a complete before ruin. Yeah,
it's more like a market now. But he was building like a big how do I explain it? Like where you go and like vote and like
a parliament building kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. It was big. So he definitely seems like he has big ambitions. So he does want to build stuff. And he really likes peace. Does it seem like he really want to be like a war type of person?
Well, I mean, the idea is once we get all these claims, we're not really going to move because the allies that we're going to have going into this, if they still decide to be with us for it, are like, we don't want to mess with them, essentially, because if we do, there's a good chance they just wipe us out. So we don't really want to mess with them. But, I mean, cleaning up all this area and putting land in, I mean, that's going to take a minute, or like redoing the land for it all and everything. And then, like, I get the big builds part, and what I have to say to that is velanin's going to have some big builds. We're going to have a big church. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff, because I don't know if you saw when I was talking about the town a while back, but so, like, you know where Acheron's capital is, right?
No. Sorry,
it's right across the river from us, essentially. And so, like, you think we have a lot of houses there now? We're probably going to double and triple the size of velanin by when it's fully completed over there. And so, he will definitely have plenty of opportunities in velanin itself, because we're going to be building, I forgot his name. Like what he was saying, we're going to build a university. We're going to build a massive, kind of like a world wonder, you know? We're gonna try and put it over there at some point, or over in the new town-esque areas from the captured land. And then again, if he's gonna do, like, so I suggested this to one of the guys in the Acheron towns because he was like bored and he didn't know what to do. And I told him, because they have a similar esque kind of thing to this. I said, why don't you make a docks at the bottom and make a massive, like, a marvelous crane, like something like, you remember how they did the well, I don't know if you really were paying attention or playing at that time, but they did a competition where somebody had to design a what's it called? Like a weapon of mass destruction, essentially. And so, like, I think the one that won out was a massive, like, death laser kind of thing. So what I'm thinking is you make a massive, like, marvel of engineering crane up here, and that's kind of like the draw to fame about your town. You got this massive crane that lifts, like, ships out of the water or something like that. Now, you don't have to necessarily do that, but just giving an idea.
Do you know Skyrim?
Skyrim. I've heard the name, but I've never played.
There is this one town that we could pop. Let me just look for it real fast and send an image of it. But yeah, there's a town kind of similar to that. City, but like that. We could do something like that, I guess. But I don't know.
But so, yeah, like, I mean, it would make the town so much more unique if the actual docks weren't the start of the town. The cliff was. And so, like, everything had to be pulled up the cliff and put up here so that the actual town could be used.
That's interesting.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna go explore that. And then, like, that's another thing. If they do, like, a Great Works contest, not an RP token, well, it can also be turned in for RP tokens, but in the event of, like, they do a contest and it's like, show us a great machine, we just send a picture of this massive, like, crane that we use to pick up ships, per se. You know, I wouldn't know how he would design it, per se, but I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. And then, yeah, so I mean, and then again, if he decides to go more dwarven, go live in the mountains as a vassal state, then the whole thing, like, I've seen people who make, like, a dwarven city, but it looks just like a house. And, like, that's one thing I wanted to do, is where, like, it looks like a house, but it's actually a massive fort kind of thing. And so, like, what is it? I'm taking the more Rivendell-esque approach, where the town is...
Hello?
Or, no, sorry. Where am I going with this? The actual... So, the idea for Royal Estate is going to be a massive mansion-esque kind of thing. That's going to have, like... It's going to be massive to an extent of an estate, but it's not going to be like, wow, this is so huge, it's a crazy whatever. It's just going to be like the house I live in, get an alt, make the claim, so I actually have access to the claim, and then that's where we would, like, store solid assets of the nation, per se. So not necessarily an armory there, but
two things.
Well, it would be like a last stand kind of area.
Number one, the crane could technically go with my lore for being like a scientist and all that.
Yeah, so that's actually I forgot about bringing that up. Like, it could play into how your team worked on some architectural advances, and y'all made this massive crane.
And number two, I finish.
You finished? Okay. I'm heading back that way.
I think, you guys are talking about lore. I think my lore will be that I'm an anthropologist, probably. Oh yeah, who's this cherry pink house? Who's this?
That is, Duke's girlfriend. Oh wait, where necessarily?
It's in the hill, like the big ass hill.
Oh, that is.
Why is there so much deep slate? What is this?
So that's where the old fort was.
Yeah, I was.
And
just
so
like,
they used a lot of deep slate, and they also collected a lot for their walls because deep slate's a little bit better than just filling your wall with cobble. But this person joined up, and Tuin gave them authorization to build a house up here, because we're not going to touch this area for a while.
Okay, is that like the girlfriend or something? Partner?
No.
General E Kitten. I don't know.
Yeah, that's more or less how she is.
General E Kitten.
He is.
Okay.
If you get what I mean, it's a. I think it's a femboy.
I don't.
According to Tuin, it's a femboy, and apparently Tuin really likes that. So.
Hey man, I'm not here to judge.
Yeah, I don't.
I do not give enough of a shit. No, I don't care enough. I don't genuinely care enough.
There's no reason to bring IRL politics into a Minecraft server. Come on now.
Like, we have our own Minecraft politics to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like, what was it? Tuin asked me, since I'm a red, white, and blue American, what my stance on immigration is, and I was like, I mean, I was for real. I was just like, I don't really care. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna suggest to anybody, don't come in illegally. Bad idea, because if you can't tell, it's not gonna go well. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm a red and white Canadian.
But I mean, another thing I'm like, is a crazy thing for me is like, yeah, I do agree on some parts. Like, people who come here and do criminal actions, yeah, to that extent, they should go back. Because, I mean, like, if you're coming here, you gotta understand, hey, it's kind of a, like, even with our own citizens, it's a privilege to have some of the things that you have. Like guns, driving, stuff like that. And so, like, to me, it's just like common sense. Don't commit crimes. Don't be an idiot. Then maybe we won't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
But
I think like 53%.
Are you guys both Americans?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you were.
I'm Texan.
But
oh.
What?
The disappointment in both of our when we were Texan.
Well, I mean, I was hoping there'd be more people from more states.
I'm from the Midwest.
I'm from the South, or Central South.
Oh, Tennessee. I'm not gonna.
I'm in about the same area Tyler is.
I am from the Canadian Midwest.
So I mean,
I live in the Ohio of Canada. That's how the best way I can explain it. Like, it's some more freaky shit happens here. If you can imagine like the weirdness that is West Virginia and you combine it with like Ohio, yeah, that's what you got. You got where I live. That's my place.
Ohio, bro's never been to the South. Bro's never been to the South.
No, I mean like in terms of like cryptids, yeah, that's
cryptids. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're walking about, yeah.
Apparently like 53% of
1 second, Tyler.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, by the way, since they're based off Italians, right? Like their like culture. It works really well with because a lot of the like references I like reference pictures I sent over to the people who make the skins are based on Italian armors and weapons from like Venice, stuff like that. So
That way it
from
was.
Venice, Rome, like the people. So it makes sense. And two, we're kind of Tudor based, so like slash Renaissance. So they
Oh
wouldn't
no!
not
What happened?
they wouldn't
Oh,
not fit in.
Tyler. I should have said not to remove the netherrack.
I'm sorry.
But
It's fine. I forgot to say it. Yeah, no. So this is a tree farm. I'm trying to grow. Ah, crap. I gotta go buy more nylium.
I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to grow the crimson trees because the wood sells for 400 a stack.
mm,
And
we could
so,
have a monopoly in this. I'm joking.
I mean, I don't
I
really
would.
care for a monopoly, but we need to get to about 1 million to support some upcoming activities.
Any activities that we should know about?
Um,
Hey
you've heard
man,
of a
I'm from.
Diddy part? No, I'm kidding.
Oh
I am very
god.
much kidding.
I thought Diddy's milk.
No.
Yes.
The university does not approve of this. I repeat, the university does not approve. I am gonna wait until the city is a bit more fleshed out, the library is done, and stuff like that, and with a little bit more city planning, then I'll work with the city planners to see where I can put a university.
Yeah. No.
I will base
So,
it off of probably like era portion of like era appropriate like English universities.
mhm.
Probably Oxford.
Yeah. I mean, that's
You
pretty
guys are
nice.
you guys are gonna get Hogwarts. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get Hogwarts.
Take me to a
Not as,
place.
but yeah. And then I feel like that would be cool. We would have like a separate hall. So there's like the arts, and then like there's the science people working on their sciences,
God dang it.
scientific laboratories.
But I mean, there's a bunch of different things I would like to do, but it's just like,
Kind of, we need the money first.
yeah.
We need the
So,
monopoly.
That's what I was talking about, money. So
Yeah.
we need 1 million to hire a very good merc group.
We need the million.
And so,
What's your current finance? Like, where do we mostly get our finances
Huan's getting his from making armor. I'm getting mine from selling whatever I can.
Yeah.
To shops usually.
I mostly make my money selling. I usually XP grind for Mama's Rave.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's
whenever
too.
you close your shop, I went into debt. Your shop.
Oh yeah, a guy bought so much earlier.
Yeah, he didn't buy. He sold.
Yeah,
He went in there and
so
sold
much.
me a bunch of calcite, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, no, because I lost about 10 grand to the dude.
Yeah, man, I gotta get my recruitment drive up, man.
So, I'm actually going. So we have Salmon in the Discord.
Yeah.
She is making some propaganda, mostly military for now. But
yeah, I mean that's like yeah, it makes sense. It's mostly gonna be military.
yeah, but
Is there a plugin on the server where we can put like actual like art, like I know that in like Minecraft there's like the painting mod where you can put actual JPEGs into a painting and it will show up.
So
I don't know if they have it in this server.
They have a new thing called sprays. So like I could spray it on to the wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna last for a few minutes and stuff like that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but whenever you
yeah.
shut your shop, I slowly survive off your shop. I went to like 5K down to like 3 in like one day ever since you closed it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that that's a monster. I don't like. So, as nation leader, I would love to have a shop open. The problem is,
You're the only shop that's open.
well, it was at the time. Now we
Yeah.
actually have some more shops, and I'm trying to switch over to a more varied base because the idea I have is no shop in velanin is going to sell the same stuff. So, like,
Yeah.
current shops we have
The
Reaper
books.
running a tavern, I guess.
Yeah, we
His
have the
is a
books
little
as
weird,
well.
but
I mean, it's
like,
Reaper. Like, what can you expect?
I still like
What
yeah,
can
to
you
see
I
expect from
myself
mean,
him?
as the blacksmith a little bit.
Yeah, there's a blacksmith. Yeah, there's the blacksmith. There's the general. Like, we have a pretty good selection though for books. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
A lot
So
of
we
good books.
have an enchant or a bookseller. We have a um, we have the other guy. We have Reaper selling whatever, and then Geo, who decided to get himself banned for band evading. Um, he had what's it called? He's trying to open a wood shop. Well, he can't open one right now because
When is his ban up?
he has to appeal because ban evasion gives you a permanent unless you appeal.
My God.
So we have to wait till then.
Oh yeah.
I
For lore, the reason I'm a mad scientist is because Thumper died. I'm trying to bring him back.
Of course, of course.
I think I'm just gonna be. I think I'm just gonna be an anthropologist. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But yeah, so this pink one is supposed to be the wood guy, but he's dead currently. One of these two buildings is probably going to be McVellanin's, according to Tuin, and then this large one's going to be another shop. And so the idea is, no, like.
Do you have any idea where I could possibly put a university? Like where you would like if I were to build one, where would you like to have it?
I don't know because I haven't looked at the map on how big Balanin's actually going to get, and so another thing was I districted it, but then again, I'm also not going to be the person really like I'll have a say in what's going on, but like I'm not going to sit there and run it all. So
Yeah.
that's going to be Duke's job.
See. So is Duke in charge of land planning? Land management?
He will be.
He will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minister of the Interior. No, I'm joking. And then.
Well, my whole thing with the Minister of the Interior and having them run all that is that, like, they're all so like with one of those, it's a whole lot on one person. Because if let's say a recruitment office, like, as a minister or like the department head of the recruitment office or department, they have to manage the funds of that department because said department will be getting a whole lot, or if per person that they invite and such, they're going to get a commission.
Yeah.
Well, that commission they have to keep track of and everything. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for somebody to sit there and keep an eyeball on recruitment and make sure they're paying everybody, and also manage a foreign affairs team. So the idea is they're split up, but they're all on the same board. So, like, if we happen to recruit somebody from an enemy nation, like a spy, the foreign affairs team can figure that out quickly and be like, hey, we got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But
wasn't that one guy?
The idea is we don't have interdepartment management because that can lead to some.
Is our foreign affairs team also like the CIA? Is that our CIA?
Not really.
Damn.
And
it would have been nice if it.
Yeah.
It was also our
CIA.
CIA.
That'd be pretty cool.
More of a secret police.
Is CIA those people that
No, I'm
like
joking.
stay in the country or like I forgot.
FBI is in country, CIA is out.
Okay.
And then there's the NSA, which is the lame cousin of the FBI.
And then you got the ATF, which is the
ATF.
FBI Florida style.
Yeah. Man, Canada's like CIA name is so lame. Like when you hear it's like CIA MI6, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty dope. And then we have CSIS. I'm like, that's so lame. But whatever. Can you do? But
Well, all I have to say is the CIA needs to step it up, or Canada
man.
has to watch their backs because we're trying to buy Greenland and surround you.
I mean, honestly, the CIA is kind of lame now. All they do is shitpost on Twitter. They don't even do assassinations anymore like they used to.
What do you
Kind of
mean?
lame. Yeah, man, think about it. Like the Cold War, they're like trying to kill people, and now guess what? What did they do? They just do psyops with shitposts on Twitter.
Unfortunately, we haven't been able to give out the Best Writer Award recently.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, guys. There's funding. It's lame here.
See America and it's in Canada. Like and it's in Greenland, so they can like have a better chance of like defending their mainland from Russia or any submarines or ships and all that. They're getting more safe if we surround them, because there's a less chance Russia.
I do think Greenland is a more strategic idea of a purchase. Like they're trying to buy it just so, because I think we do have military bases there. So I think what they're trying to do is get some more, or like get the land so that like we can fully develop it for military. Or well, not just military, but you know what I mean.
53%
like a heavy
of
focus on military.
Population of Greenland said they would like to join America.
Sounds about right.
But when Denmark
Hoorah!
figured this out, in the president or whatever they have, he started to like work more.
It's a king.
With,
it's a king.
It's a king.
Tyler, I just created more trees over there.
Denmark wants to like.
What is the sand spam? What is this? What is this ship?
What is what?
What is the sand spam? What is this thing? Oh, it's disgusting. Horrible.
So the
I'm gonna put a university. I'm gonna put a university on top of it.
From the idea that I heard, it was supposed to be a like Italian-esque, like something like Venetian city.
Yeah.
But the schematics that they had were like they could only do so much because it was like 4 people and they didn't have the resources. And then now that they've gotten this far, they finally. I tried. They didn't
no?
want to. Yeah.
No, that sucks. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I've asked a lot of people about joining, but they just had other plans.
I don't wanna. Ask Olga or Solgay. Just ask them. You're like, you want to join us?
Yeah, no, I couldn't manage that much. I mean, that's the whole idea behind stopping at the mountains, so that we can get the internals figured.
But it would be funny if they just like, yeah, sure.
Well, they just got like a bunch of their people banned. Oh, that's not. I don't know if y'all have global chat on, but it's right. 37.
They lost.
Yeah.
They lost the third and the fourth and the fifth. The fourth. That's crazy.
Wait, what happened?
Hey, he just skipped him.
I don't have global check on.
There's a guy named Fifth. There's a guy named Fifth, right? Walking around.
Yeah.
And the goblins are trying to. The goblins are trying to act.
Oh.
Yeah, so actually, I haven't met many other people from I haven't talked to many people from any.
I mean, I've talked to a few, but it's not like there's many out there really necessary to talk to.
Acreon, please just give up fighting. Just give us your place. It's okay.
So, what I'm
we'll take it
really
over.
hoping for and the reason why I'm kind of confused right now, sometimes when I'm talking, is because I'm like managing 3 different conversations. But
No, I get it.
there's a guy I've been talking to, Acaroni nationalist, I guess you would say, because he wants Acheron to thrive.
Yeah.
But of course, as any new gen Stoneworks player wants, he
He wants
wants
it to
it.
thrive under him.
Yes, and
I see.
he's talking about making it communist. What I'm thinking
Mm,
is if he
they're
does
not gonna
pull,
like us. We are a monarchy. They're not gonna like us. On
well,
We're
principle.
not monarchy yet.
the funny thing is, I don't care. The idea is he would lead a revolution because so he's approached us before about doing a
Yeah.
revolution, and I said
Okay.
I cannot willingly condone this. Like I can't participate because I've already kind of like done something deemed revolutionary in their eyes. And so like
Yeah.
they always have their eye on me to make sure I'm not trying to cite a revolution in
I'm
their
like,
nation.
you could do the classic offshore offshore bank account. You could. It works. Cannot deny that it works.
Yeah.
You could do it. You could do an op. You could do a full company. Like it's basically money laundering. Or basically money laundering
I haven't.
So the
for arms
idea,
deals.
I think, what did I say? I said we could give background support, but not our
Mhm.
full open support up until
Yeah.
we see some actual wins, you know. And then we also had our allies who were interested, so I let them talk to him. And the guy who was wanting to lead the revolt is rather
Eccentric.
interesting. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, he opened a Diplo ticket here. Talk
Hmm.
about how we should join his massive empire
That
that
hasn't
he
exist.
doesn't
That
have.
doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. And so I was just like, okay, whatever. And so
Do you know
he
what
got
kind of do you know what kind of communist he is? That might help us out.
no. The idea, because I know what they're gonna
Mm,
want. They're gonna
if
want to
you would,
keep their claims if they joined us. I don't
yeah,
want them to keep their claims because their claims are ass.
Uh,
yeah.
unless
I mean,
Vitalis joins velanin, I'm kind
so
of thinking about leaving them.
who?
Vitalis. Like
Uh,
unless they join velanin and do what you wanted to do about them being like a defensive part state or I mean town in velanin. We're just an artificial island.
mhm.
And I kind of just want to leave if they just say an artificial island.
Yeah, honestly, now this is because I have a certain respect towards people who sit there and build artificial islands because it's a lot of work that goes into it.
It is a lot of work.
But that
Yeah,
respect is lower than the people who actually own on-land nations.
yeah,
I mean, I don't respect people. I don't respect the people who sit there and like they create the empire of Smelly Armpidia, and it's an empire with 4 people in it. I don't really have respect for those people, but I do have like there's certain nations I have a respect for, and certain things like that. But
yeah.
And
And have you
any
looked for
any other what?
any other nations for like general support? Like, would be interested in like, do we know any other people who would be interested in funding the revolution?
So I wouldn't think we'd really have to worry about getting other nations with our allies. Let's just say they're very powerful
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a sense of the word, and so I don't think if they got support from them, we would have to really worry. But
Yeah, but then we have to worry about a communist neighbor beside us. Now, I have very left leaning
so
ideals, but I cannot deny that someone as eccentric as that is gonna be a nightmare on us.
if
so funny thing I've discussed with said allies, and
Hmm.
we've kind of been little treacherous in ideals. Essentially, if it was going to work out and they didn't join us, they
We'd
would
invade
cease
them.
to exist.
Yeah. Okay.
And
All right.
so,
And would they agree for the partition to go to us?
so the idea is, like I've said, we only want to get up to the mountain range, because anything over that, I feel like we're overstretching. We have
Yeah.
one town, a very centralized area. I
Yeah.
don't want to immediately take over 30 claims and have to populate, manage, and everything about them.
Yeah.
I feel at most with, like, even with 200 people, we should have 7 claims.
Yeah. I would
Because
honestly, I would be happy. Like, if I were you, I would push for a federation or like an alliance, a sphere of alliances, mostly more than like a general one nation. I understand you want to expand, but
well, so the idea is we'd lock up this area, and that's the
Mhm.
Velanin Kingdom. Like,
yeah,
if we did a political map, that is Velania.
yeah,
Why did I say that? Anyways, so that would be direct jurisdiction of us. And then if, let's say, other, like, we take up other claims, they become client states. So they're vassals, but
yeah,
with a twist. So they're their own nation, but they have to be allied with us. They have to have all these things with us to exist, essentially. If not,
So,
everybody else gangs up on them. Tyler, are you still online?
Yes.
is that a goddamn racehorse track? Is this a hippodrome? Somebody build the hippodrome out here?
We have. I have more crimson
What is this?
to take down.
I want to visit here. Let's look. Want to see this place?
If somehow we
Let's go.
need more allies, I could try to talk with Arkel or Arkelia, or however you say their name.
So-
Kelly? Wait, there's an Arkel. What?
I
So,
think it's Arkel. I don't
in
know.
terms of an allied front, I don't really want to involve many in this war. Mostly because it is a war of showing ourselves off. Because, I mean, with the help we're getting from the allies that want to help us,
Yeah.
it's already going to kind of look one-sided. Because it's going to be like, well, they had these guys on there, so... And Acheron's been inactive like crazy, so
Mhm.
that's the whole thing, is I want to make it to where we can at least prove ourselves more than it is, and honestly, like, most of our force is not coming from our own. I mean, we'll have 5 guys to contribute, maybe 3 of
Yeah.
them actually be good at PvP, and then the rest are coming from merc groups and connections I have.
Yeah.
So-
Just so you know, if I were to make a university, I would like to make it across the river. Or like
Oh, yeah.
across like a little bay,
Don't
like
Yeah.
on like the like south of their capital.
So that's perfectly fine. In fact,
And
that
then I'd
probably
have-
works better than.
And then I have a bridge. Yeah, near Fjorgian.
So, what's kind of
look at
funny?
this! Look at this town. Lame as hell.
Oh, yeah, that's their capital.
Lame as hell.
But
Nerds.
no. So the idea is Velanin's going to stretch that far, the city itself, and then it's going to go back a little bit just to make it look not like it's just running along the coast. It's going to be. It's going to. I want to make it look fairly girthy and lengthy. You know, I'm so glad y'all aren't little kids like Toon is. He'd be giggling as. Never mind. But the idea is Velanin itself is going to be so big it can't be warred.
Yeah.
We're thinking 5, probably a maximum of 500 builds. Because I mean, you see this. You see how the houses are currently.
Yeah, they're
I
pretty,
mean,
they're just tall. Like it's a decent amount of space, but they're tall.
yeah, but that's not the only thing, because we're going to have 3 separate living areas. You're going to have
Yeah.
the slums for first class.
Yeah.
Second class will have these normal houses, and then
Yeah.
first class is going to have pretty big houses. And so, like, the area behind the old town, I don't know, we might switch it up just because it'll look nicer elsewhere. But I either want to put the area behind Old Town because it's up on the hill as the first class estates, or I
Yeah.
want to put that as the slums because it's like right next to the factories. I don't know yet.
We can make the slums the factories. Think about that.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is the only way you get out of the slums is if you work. And
That's
even
insane.
then, like we're gonna have to adjust it because I think what we said for now is you got to play for 5 days, you got to contribute 10 grand to the nation,
Yeah.
and then you had to have a voucher from a second class or first class citizen. Well, that's pretty easy to get.
the guy
Yeah.
said on like the announcements that you have to like have a certain amount of military training to do it.
Training. Yeah. No.
Yeah, so
that's
that
what you said
was-
earlier, right?
Yeah,
About the.
so what I think they came to the conclusion of is so we have a levy system, and the idea would be you can sign up for 2 branches per se, where one is active military. You go fight if it comes along, and you have to attend so many trainings and stuff like that. You get rewards for it though, so don't think we're forcing you to go without compensation.
Yep.
And then a
Industrial.
yeah, and then there would be a more industrial branch where you're mostly just building armor, keeping armor upgraded. Essentially, it's mostly focusing on
Production.
yeah,
General labor. Yeah. And then that will be a bit longer service
Yeah.
time compared to mandatory military service.
mhm.
And I think that from what we discussed, it's that all conscripts basically bring in their own armor and weaponry and gear for them to use, because they'll be like, I think they're part of a militia, and then if you stay as an active member of the standing military, as like you're constantly training, like you're still doing trainings even if you don't need to, and you're an active member as a military, like you work as a military, like you manage your funds, stuff like that. You get to keep the armor given to you as a part of your like payment.
Yeah.
And then those who already completed the training become reservists, so they don't have to participate in training or military time unless dictated by the monarch for, let's say, oh, we're going to war soon, guys, go get ready.
Yeah. So it's mostly just based on it's mostly
Which one
just a
is that?
system to where we have an active standing military, or we have a decent enough military. I mean, it's nothing much different than a lot of nations with their conscription. Is it conscription policy, or is it just like mandatory? It's mandatory military service.
I have a
But I mean, if you
question.
choose to work in the industrial core, then it's not going to be that bad.
So
Yeah.
you said to become like a second class citizen, you have to like contribute like 10K to velanin. What do you just mean like money, or like, well, I've been doing recently like getting eggs and all that, helping velanin get money. Or is it
So it's probably going to be monetary contribution because that's a whole lot easier to track rather than. Hey,
I'd
person's
also
done.
like to add, can we add it so that like feats of like valor during military time as a conscript, or like important works of like a culture or stuff like that, like a really good like artwork that's like recognized, or like winning like a major like server wide event, like a race or whatever.
Mhm.
Like can that also like be, like through like a special circumstance,
That would
like
probably lead to an honorary title.
honorary title. So like South Korea, right? Like if you get like a gold medal in like the Asian Games or like the Olympics, you get military service like denied. We can do the same thing, but your citizenship get bumped up without
Yeah,
having to do the monetary portion. But it is, but like we get to define what awards and what things are
yeah,
eligible. Like,
because
if you won like the big boy like Diddy award or whatever, like we're not gonna give it to you, right? But
the thing is, like with I kind of lost my train of thought. Not gonna lie. I don't want to necessarily like reward somebody and then they just moved up to second class. Then we get into a war. They kill 15 people. We give them awards, and then they're immediately a first class. Because a first class citizen, and this is where like the monetary contribution comes in.
Mm-hmm.
First class is not supposed to be easy to get to.
Yeah.
The idea is that, and this is where the monetary position comes in. They have to contribute about 100 grand in monetary.
I feel like it should only apply to first to second class.
Well, I mean, once you get into the class, there's not much you have to pay for.
Yeah, it should be like first to second class. And if you, let's say, like, oh, you still won the games, but you're already a second class citizen, I think you should get like a special title or whatever.
Yeah,
like a little plaque. Maybe some money. Maybe some money. And then...
I wouldn't say unless you're a third class, you can get moved up to official second class. Mm-hmm. But in terms of second class to first, probably not.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
And so, that's probably what's going to end up happening on that front.
I think the only time that something like that could happen would probably through a military award, through like an insane feat of doing an insane feat. Like, I single-handedly destroyed an army or whatever. Or I single-handedly took a town by myself, like a fully garrison town by myself. Like something like that. Like a Medal of Honor sort of ordeal.
Another big thing I'm gonna do then is that's where the token system. I don't know if you were in.
Yeah, I was there,
Tyler.
Yeah, I was there. Oh, sorry.
So we were discussing how in the John Wick films they have tokens that they can trade for services and stuff like that, and so we're gonna make it to where it only goes out to lords and royalty originally, but depending on how a first class citizen, if they do something like contribute so much and do this, they can get tokens as well, but they don't get them immediately. And then, of course, in the event of, let's say, they take down an entire army, a second classer could get a token. And the idea is hey, building guild, I've presented you with this token. I want your help, I don't know, building my massive, or if it was a baron going up to the building guild. I mean, they're already going to get help, but the idea would be you give that token and then they can sit there and build a whole new extension, because they don't really have to help after the original build is done.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, builders can come out and help you if they want, but if you present the token, then they have to help you,
Imagine the builders guild or the arts guild becomes a union basically.
No unionizing. No, we don't do any of that crap here.
I form a student body, a university. For the university, I make a thing. I'm gonna make a union, guys. We're gonna crack down on the unionization. But
see, what they really need to do is they need to introduce trade unions, because honestly, somebody was talking about it earlier, there's no reason why Daythors, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a major shop owner.
Yeah.
And when he came onto the scene, what made him rich was the fact that he sat there and he sold armor cheaper than everybody else. He sold rare commodities, mending, trident, stuff like that, cheap.
Yeah.
Like nobody else was selling, and everybody else tried to fight him, like compete with his prices. And then now he's kind of ran everything into the ground. Like he's probably the reason mending is 50 grand, or like people want to buy it for 50 grand.
Bro single-handedly crashed the entire Stoneworks economy. That's that. Okay, that it sucks, but it's genuinely hilarious. It's genuinely funny to me.
Yeah. And so
Do we have a central bank? I just realized. Do we have a bank?
we don't here.
Are there other nations with like actual like working banks though?
There's a nation that is a bank,
Oh.
Crimson Bank. I actually want to open an account there for myself, but
What in the Bravos is that? What is that?
Crimson Bank.
Yeah, it's Bravos. It's just the Iron Bank of Bravos.
But I mean, like it is. They actually built a Discord bot for it. So, like,
Really?
yeah. So it
Like it displays like your balance and stuff.
displays
Your loans.
balances and stuff like that, loans.
That's crazy.
It even auto factors in a 1% interest on the money in your account.
Christ.
So
is there a working stock trade in the server?
Is there a working what?
Stock trade. I would be interested in that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
There is a stock market, yeah.
For
I'm in there as well.
Where is this guild? Where is this guild? Where's it at?
Hold on.
Mention stock market. Where are you?
I'll send a link in the citizens chat.
Where is this? Where is this? Yeah, I need to gamble my money legally, of course.
Hey, you know the layout of my house, right? Like where everything kind of is. Bottom floor is like my slab.
Yeah.
Top middle bedroom.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking about doing, just so I can have like more room for like lab stuff, is either moving my bedroom up into like the storage area and just making like a big bedroom, or moving all my storage down into the bedroom. Just so I can have like more room. So I can have, cause I want to build like a little device where I can like put Thumper's body in it and it like revives him. That's my closet.
I would suggest turning this into your bedroom, because I mean,
you know, that's evidence. Okay.
Yeah, turn that into your bedroom. That makes it a whole lot more fitting. Because I mean, just a singular bed in this massive space is kind of weird, you know.
This, I kind of
putting it in that
like,
room,
in like a little library area where you can just sit there, read a book.
Well, see, what you could do. And Tuin's house is a masterclass in this kind of, but
what the fuck? What is this?
You could definitely like close off this area, make a storage room, make a door into this area, make this a mini library per se, and then make this your actual bedroom. I don't know.
I mean, like the houses of this place. There's just one big problem I have with them, and it's how it's like not even with the windows. Because I want to have like a double.
What do you mean?
So like right here, like I want to have a double bed, but I feel like it's going to look weird if it's not right in between windows. Like to me that.
Oh, just upgrade it to a triple bed.
Triple bed.
Real.
Yeah, Tuin's got one.
I'm not that fancy or not that rich.
But see, if you put it, all the builds are designed to be odd in all of their respective things, because the idea is I don't want it to be like, it's a whole lot better when a building is odd, because if it's odd, you can single it down to a block, which makes it a whole lot better when building roofs and stuff like that. But like if you wanted to make a double wide bed, my best suggestion would be, so let's say this is your room. Make that just like the bedroom.
Sometimes I forget I can build in here and just make my own little bedroom. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah. like, if you wanted to keep it there, I would suggest making it an actual room.
You see this book I have?
But if you weren't, I
is-
don't want to know what's in there.
It's my lore of my character so far.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if anything, I would say definitely utilize this room. Because, I mean, the smaller the room is, the lesser details needed to make it. And I mean, like, even if you did, you could put a double bed in here, and sure, the room would look a little weird, but like, double bed in one corner, like, I don't know, double bed here, and then put a nightstand there. Yeah, it works.
Well, I wanted to do it the room, like if I move it, I'm probably going to do that if I do move it up here. What I kind of wanted to do, as you can see, closet here, like I wanted to solely have this like for storage and all that. Keep it out of the way, then down right here would have been like bedroom and library, and this will be like a kitchen area. But
Dude, what are you doing awake?
I just woke up for school. What the fuck?
I didn't know that. Anyways.
Well, I wanted to do it the room that I just put the double bed in. I kind of wanted to make it like an investigation room.
Maybe. I mean, if you look at my house, it is literally all storage because I keep bringing my inventory over here and dumping it, and then forgetting to put it back into the actual storage.
Honestly, that's real shit. Yeah, every Minecraft house of mine just dissolves into like a bunch of like chests on the ground.
I'm somebody that
like,
I can't
regardless of how pretty it
let
is.
that happen. Like I will. Like I just feel weird when my house doesn't look nice. Like if I just have chests everywhere. Like if it's not organized or anything.
Oh,
like that.
well, like I like the rest is like looks nice, but then I have an area that's designated to look like shit.
So, the funny thing is, I'm usually like not this bad. Like, if I had the estate I have planned, it wouldn't look like this. It wouldn't look like just barrels everywhere. If I had my personal estate, there'd be a storage room in it, and it would have all the stuff I usually bring. But, the most of it would be more decorated. Like, so the idea is, I want to put, I did it on an old build, and I wish I would have saved the actual, like, some actual pictures, but it was, the front area had stands, and I put armor sets there.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, at first it's going to be iron. Because, I mean, diamond is practical enough to where it shouldn't be decorative. But eventually, and especially with the prices it is now, make them all netherite. Do, like, six sets of netherite in there.
Bro's just doing it just to flex at this point. It's not even for purpose.
Yeah,
he's doing it for flexing.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's going to be a flex.
It's like the ancient like Romans who only wore purple, not because it looked nice, just because they just wanted to look cool.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a drip or drown world. I'm gonna be honest with you. I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's not just that. We'll be hosting parties and stuff at the house, at that estate. So, not, I don't know what you're thinking, but not like that, I bet.
No, what in the heathenism going on? He's gonna have little people getting thrown.
No,
He's gonna have them propaganda cakes.
It's mostly gonna be diplomatic meetings, cultural parties, you know.
Yeah.
State of the Union, I guess. I wouldn't know.
Ooh, Dragon Skull.
I'm one of those people
so,
where if I can make something even, I'll make it even, because I can't explain. It
just feels a lot better to you. Yeah. But that's the whole problem. Is like every build in the town is odd, and I just don't want to switch to an even build at any port. So that's the biggest thing. Also, I feel kind of bad because like they took the time to put up all these signs, like the velanin needs you, enlist in the army now. I
Yeah.
personally think they don't look good. I want to get rid of them, but I can't because I mean, it's the only way.
If only we had like
A map art team.
images. Yeah. If we can
That-
have that, then oh my god, it's not. It's like so much better, but we don't, and we can't have it, and I hate it.
You can add like a little
And
field
eventually,
area
I will
to
hire.
the Discord so people can like sponsor. Like, I will put like a little thing that says, "Join the science team in the guild part of the Discord."
Dude, I've been thinking about doing that for the arts association. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, I mean, yeah. So,
I've DM'd like other people. I'm like, hey, would you like to join the science? Like would you like to join the team today? And they're like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, alright.
So the biggest problem that we have is that I haven't set it up to where it's immediately like, so like you become a citizen, you get the role, and then it's like, hey, go here first. And so that's kind of the problem. Or like I haven't been saying it. So like, especially with the people who were playing way before we like put that out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of them aren't even going to think about it because I mean, why go roll myself?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the people don't even look at the Discord anymore because they're just inactive. But like some people are just going to be like, I mean, sure, I'll join one, but like some of them just don't main this place anymore, and so they just don't see a reason into it.
I mean, yeah, that's how it is.
And so a big thing about it is I'm wanting to get, and this is another reason why I'm splitting it into departments and ministries, is because the VAA is going to head up our events team. So what'll end up happening is, let's say we're we're doing an opening ceremony for the church. The events team for that group would plan it out. Of course, when we do the actual event for the church opening, it's mostly under the Gom Fist because Leviticus is the person who kind of does it. And honestly, I think he's going to play more into the VAA than anybody because just with being a religious leader in the town. But he's definitely going to be a big part. We'll do some culture festivals, I hope. That'll probably be more once we actually get a culture figured.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a little bit till then.
No, yeah, you're gonna have to change the lore. We're no longer like anti-monarchists.
Yeah.
You have to change the lore. You have to change the lore again.
Well, no. So you're referring to the Wimovian.
Wimovians.
Yeah.
Whoever made that name.
I don't know. It was an old Eldom.
I hate them. Whoever made that up.
That name scares me.
I have personal beef with them.
But so
it is a nightmare at the time.
Yeah, and so it's kind of weird. Their guys are actually authoritarian. So because of how that was, and at the time I didn't really want to do a monarchy, or it was at least way down the books. I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll write it in that they're more liberal. They don't necessarily want to do authoritarian things. And so I still feel like a monarchy would work in this sense because, I mean, sure, it's more authoritarian than, let's say, an oligarchy like what we have.
It would fit more as a I feel like they would be much more closer to a constitutional monarchy rather than
Yeah.
like a full autocratic monarchy. So like you'll probably like instead, but we won't have a parliament. We'll have like a we'll just have like our version of the Magna Carta rather than
So
like a full blown thing.
currently, the idea is you have me, the king, then you
Yeah.
have the advisory. Most of them
Mhm.
are advisors, but that's also where the ministries are. So they
Yeah.
have some power, but it's not like they can immediately run the nation. Because
Yeah.
like that's where all the um, ministers and department heads are. So like in the event of let's say me taking a hiatus,
hmm
then they would kind of run the day to day like maintenance, like keeping
You
us
should. I was
funded.
thinking that I was like you should have like you should already have like set up as an heir, like just in case. Or I mean,
Yeah,
like if
well,
you
I
did,
mean,
that would lead to civil war. You'd be like, oh, I'm the heir, guys. Trust me.
and I mean, just like the thing is, we're gonna have like multiple noble houses. I know Tuin, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Duke and his girlfriend are setting up noble houses. In fact, probably the first event we're gonna do, mostly because I don't believe enough people have reacted to the event
What event?
thing. Yeah, only 8 people have reacted, and I'm one of them.
Okay.
You haven't reacted to it.
Which one is it?
Hey, it's on the day I have work. I don't know what to tell you. I have work.
Uh,
Have
My
well,
IRL money. Okay.
Have I reacted to
we're
it?
gonna push
my
it back probably
my
to the.
my non okay. I have to go to actual McDonald's, not McVelanin. Okay, I have to go to actual McDonald's.
Okay, we're probably
I'm
gonna
just
end up pushing
actual.
it back a week,
I have to go do
anyways.
my actual work.
But
We're talking
we'll
about
push it back a week.
the contest for like, um, what is it?
Because I mean, originally I was gonna try and do it on the 24th, anyways.
Yeah, I think I do have work. Straight up. Yeah.
But I mean, even if people can't make it, like just holding
Yeah.
it is gonna be a pretty big step. Even
Yeah.
if only 2 people show up or sign up. But I mean, otherwise, honestly, we might still go with it this weekend. Now that I think about it, because next weekend we might be embroiled in a conflict.
Yeah. I feel like a lot more people will probably.
Help this weekend if we do though. 'Cause
Well,
I'm
the
gonna be
idea
out of town.
is it's a
Next.
weekend long event. So like we're gonna set up a barrels, like 9 barrels for you. Just come in whenever, drop your stuff, post a picture in the channel that you
Yeah.
drop this stuff there, so we can watch and watch this stuff, and then from there we'll go on. And so like you have from Friday night to Sunday at midnight to collect as much as possible.
Yeah.
And so we'll probably allow late admissions just because we were under the map. But in fact, why don't I write this down? Okay. Hold on. Okay. 18th. Or G vent. Late admissions.
Amir will call you Eggman, or Hey
Who?
you. 'Cause your name just is not trying to be rude or anything, but this Hey is kind of. He's like right now. There's 2
I'm
in
used
the
to hay.
If there's 2
Wait, there's
in the
2 of
Discord,
us?
no, like how there's 2 people in the Discord call right now. If I just say hey, this most sentences will make it where like I'm trying to talk to everyone, not you, because it's weird.
Oh. Honestly, just say
Oh.
hey hey. That's what Tuin and what's his name do. Okay.
Hey, also, for lore,
did
my character's
missions.
trying to turn you to a god, by the way, I'm just saying.
Who?
I'm trying to turn... No, I'm gonna call you Eggman from now on. My character, in-game, is trying to turn Eggman into a god.
I have an announcement to make. Sonic is a bitch ass motherfucker.
But
Who
no,
posted my nudes on Twitter.com? Sorry, I love Snapcube. Sorry.
Oh, damn,
trying-
leaked 3 years of content.
But
Should be interesting.
yeah,
Tyler, if you need something to do,
Oh my
would
god,
you
I completely forgot. I still gotta do the other thing. I completely forgot to do that.
Well, no, you don't have to do that right now. This one's kind of a double-edged kind of thing.
but
It'll
yeah,
make
I
you
feel
some
like
money as well.
a constitutional monarchy with a little bit of reworking with what we wrote in the lore would probably fit.
Here. Can you
I feel like that
replace
would work.
all lanterns in the VIC with streamlights?
Say that again. You kind of left out.
Can you replace all the lanterns in the VIC with streamlights? And the reason, and also while you're at it, you can harvest the cactus.
You sure?
Oh yeah, is our national like plant like the glowberry?
The what?
The glowberry.
That's what people are saying. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
it
started from salmon and it expanded. I am a glowberryist.
I'm perfectly fine with it. I mean, it's something the people decided. It's something y'all like.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure,
it's
why
not
not?
like it's gonna hurt. It's not like it's gonna do anything. It's like,
Yeah. And so
I'll
what?
see if there's like
Whoa.
I'll see if there's like a banner design for glowberries.
Honestly, now that I think about it, what we could totally do is like when we do the official Billonic crest for a new flag. Like, you know how they usually do olive branches on some flags and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
ours is like a glowberry.
It's
You should.
glowberry vines.
Do you want me to replace the pumpkin stuff on the wall or ceiling?
The pumpkin stuff.
I mean,
pumpkin,
does it not make
what they're
sense
called?
as well, lore-wise?
Hold on, I'm sorry. What?
Jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, you want me to replace the jack-o'-lanterns?
Yeah, replace those as well. Okay, what were you saying?
Sorry.
We can replace into it. Also, the fact glowberries work alongside our lore as like an underground civ at first.
True. I didn't think about that.
Because I wrote a fairy tale, like a quote unquote fairy tale, like a fake one, right?
Mhm.
And instead of saying before, like once upon a time, right? Like before saying like once upon a time or in a place long ago, right? In a time long ago, I made it so that the first line is before sun. So that was before we went up to the surface and we were still an underground people. So that would be like the title of like a long time ago.
Like, before the sun shone upon our people, kind of thing.
It literally, like in a direct translation, it literally just says before sun.
Yeah.
Or before sun, and so I was like, oh, that would work. Before sun, and then
you could definitely like if you're writing it as a translated text, write one directly translated, and then write
and then
one.
there's like that's like fancy English speak.
Yeah.
Like the king once did this. Yada yada.
Yeah. Kind of like what they did with the Bible, where like they switched. They wrote it from Hebrew, but because how much of it, like the different implications that it's had, people might change words just so it sounds more coherent.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because I mean, a fairy tale is supposed to be passed down through the ages, so I mean.
Yeah, and too in the lore for the language, it for a lot of its history.
This is where you think it's necessary, because now that you say it, like it would be such a world-building tool.
Yeah, and two, it also makes sense because it's the only reliable food source underground.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't poison you and doesn't hurt you.
Two things. Number one, is multi-shot good for on the crossbow?
Multi-shot.
It's only good with rockets in combination with good rockets.
Yeah, probably not the best.
Yeah, a Technoblade taught me that one.
And number 2, what do you want me to do with the lanterns?
That might go.
There should be a lanterns chest up on the second floor,
Okay.
or on the main public storage floor.
I'll put in the channel. Through royal decree, the glowberry has been declared the national fruit and plant of Velanin.
We'll actually. I think what we'll probably do, because I need to make another citizens announcement. I need to, before I go to bed. It's already midnight. Gosh dang. Before I go to bed, I'm going to try and put in class systems, write up a department application, and so I'll post a official announcement tomorrow saying that I've done it, and so we'll have everything done for it.
Yeah. Man, no, I feel like it's just a really good fit for us, as alongside lore-wise.
So there's a chance that next week we'll probably go to war or something.
So first, we're gonna I want to switch to a monarchy. That's the first goal, because that will. Once we do that, all the positions will be fleshed out, and I can start promoting people to where they need to be. Because like, Huin and Alfred have been sector heads for a while, and just like there hasn't been other people that have been necessarily, I wouldn't say as loyal, but like been able to stand out above what they've done. Because I mean, they've built a lot for us, they've done a lot, and so I mean, besides them, there's not really many equals at the moment. But I mean, Asteroids, if he can ever get the military under check, then he's going to be promoted to a sector head. Like, a minister is not going to just be chosen. They have to go through a time period as a sector head first. And so, definitely, with this war coming up, he would make a good fit. Of course, I've already explained how choosing a minister for the VAA is going to work. It's going to be through who can help the most in culture and lore writing. And I know a big problem that I have currently is I'm trying to write it all together, but that comes from me personally having a guy. Tyler, you might have met him, but I know you haven't. You haven't met him, Harmon.
Yeah.
And he wrote like a whole constitution for us, and it had nothing to do with us. He wrote it he wrote it to have certain things like talk about the oligarchy and stuff like that. But when I think constitution, and of course this is probably not even close to what the US's constitution is, but if I'm thinking of a gameplay constitution, it needs to have what a power is able to do. So our constitution's going to say the king has ultimate decision in all all major choices. Of course, the lords get to make a vote on it as well. But like,
it says,
and if you're a common person, if you're the right to bear arms. Do we have a right to bear arms in this country?
I mean, that probably needs to be taken away, honestly. I can't tell you how many like fights have broken out. Somebody wrote a book on how to survive the Volanic Night.
Oh yeah, no, someone did write that. Yeah, I almost read it. I was gonna read it. But yeah, I think as but yeah, no, my idea was that just so there's continuity between the city-state at the moment and the kingdom in the future is to just make the constitution an act. Am I basing this off of the Canadian one? Yes.
Wait, make the constitution a what?
So the Canadian Constitution is actually nestled between what is known as the British North America Act, passed by Britain. And I was thinking that's what I wanted to do. That's what I sent you. Like when I sent you like the whole spiel, that's the beginning of what I would call like the royal Declaration Act, right? Or like the royal or like the Reformation Act. So like the act would basically pretend passes through the oligarchy of the old city state of Velanin, and then it would declare, as it says, through decree of the chancellor, blah 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 blah. The nation known as the city state of Velanin has hereby been dissolved, and its voting body made void. Its land territories shall hereby be reformed into the Velanin kingdom with His Majesty Hay the First, crowned Lord of Velanin as its supreme ruler and monarch. So I was gonna make it so that's based off the Canadian one, where basically the Canadian one says that the Queen relinquishes power to the governing body of Canada, and it's her and its Prime Minister would and act as its head,
Oh,
basically.
Toon Dog
So
on my
it's an act.
stream. Hi, Toon Dog. Everyone say hi to Toon Dog.
So we'd probably make that more of an announcement rather than written in the Constitution, mostly because I feel like the whole the oligarchy's been dissolved just kind of seems very much more aggressive than, I don't know, it sounds kind of aggressive to me. Like, it was dissolved, like we got rid of it, and to an extent just being straightforward is good, but I don't want to put it on an official document that
Yeah.
it got dissolved, and the chancellor at the time was the person who's the king now. And I mean, it hasn't changed. I've literally been the leader since day one of this place.
Except
But I mean, in the actual document, I'd probably write it up more as, this is the Constitution outlined by the Majesty, the King, and his advisors. Or, like...
Yeah. If you want me to pen an announcement, I would be more than happy to do like a really quick, basic announcement of the thing. Yeah, but like I wanted to call it like the Reformation Act, so that I can put it under the body of laws that we would have, lore-wise and realistically, as like an actual country. So like, for example, like the killing of named pets, there's a punishment. The killing of unnamed pets, punishment. There's a punishment for destroying cultural works, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but that leads... I mean, my problem is, like, there's not much you can, like, as a Department of Justice that you can really do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sure, like, if somebody kills a pet, sure, that's a crime. But, like, at that point, like, I mean, if they do it again, they're gone. They can leave. And, I mean,
yeah,
to a point, a judiciary department would cover smaller cases like that, but then they won't have a final say, because heck, if one of the nobility goes out and kills a peasant and then the peasant reports it, and I mean, killing wouldn't be on there unless it's during a purge, but like, then like if they sit there and they report it, and then we have like one of those like typical lawyers that thinks they're all high and mighty, and they're like, I'm gonna fight this for you, and then it comes to light that they were killed in non-purge hours. Then we have to sit there and say, well, it doesn't matter, because you didn't lose anything other than your dignity. But at that point, it's like, what's the point? And I mean, even if, like, let's say somebody kills their named pet, like, I don't really know, like, sure, there can be actual punishments, but as a judiciary team, how are they going to enforce it? Because, I mean, even if you give them the seal of the king, like, the king agrees to it, he's just like, that still doesn't necessarily give him full power over it. Because another thing is, I've seen nations where, like, they just promote a bunch of people to admin, like, and then they immediately get claim cooed. And so, I'm very, very protective on that. Like, even if, like, if I find a way to get, to, like, change admin perms, I haven't really messed with perms in a while, but if I get to the point where like I can mess with them and make a admin name like person or make an
Yeah.
admin perm, but they can't. I would change it heavily to where like they can't claim or they can't unclaim chunks because that's how it would work. They'd have to unclaim chunks to create their own. And so
I see.
it's very much there's got to be a problem. There's some stuff that has to work into it, and just I feel like a judicial team, it seems very much of a waste of resource because
Mhm.
2 or 3 people could do it, and they could sign up and think that they're going to do something with it, and then what? There's no cases that happen.
Yeah.
Essentially, I don't want to make it to where we have glorified hall monitors, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get it.
And so, if it becomes an actual problem, like it is too much to handle, as because like if it's done ministry, like a builder, like puts a trap, or like let's say a writer goes out and burns a book, like a big lore book, and it wasn't
Yeah.
a copy and stuff like that, like the actual ministry would handle that. I would feel like if you were the leader and they went out and they burned like one of the copies, because there will be an archive system for the library,
Mhm.
and the idea is what is it, the anybody who contributes or we get a book for it, we want a copy of the original so that we can make a
Yeah.
copy of a copy. The copy of a
Mhm.
copy will actually go into the open library, while the copy of the original will go into an archive.
Yeah.
And so that's the idea on that front. Plus, the library is going to have our enchanting room in it, so that'll take up a decent amount of space as well.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
for sure, it'll definitely need to be worked into. What in the world is going on?
Sorry about that.
Oh. But I mean, eventually it could get there. To where we need like it's a good thing to probably have after a certain point, but just like trying to refine everything
Yeah.
at our current point, it just wouldn't be viable. But maybe later on we could add a justice department to.
Yeah.
to
If you do need it open, just tell me.
okay.
I'll try to set one up.
See, oh, who was it? Have you ever watched the videos on Surf's World?
Nope.
Service World?
Yeah, the YouTube channel. Okay. Well, he plays Stoneworks, and one of the things he talks about in one of the videos is, and this was an early Abex-esque video, all these nations, like back in early Abex, there were no wars. The wars weren't a thing back then. And so, who is that? Oh, it's Toon. Right? Is it Toon? Yeah. So, like, nations able to get...
Toon Dog said, nah.
Oh. Like, early nations, like, there weren't wars, so they kind of just bickered about things. But then that also led to, like, in their own nations, people getting to like having so many people under them that want to rise the ranks, but there's no like possible place for them. So it is so like they would create bloated government systems. So like they have 50 people in an assembly, 17 different ministries, and 3 different departments.
Yeah.
Just to accommodate the 150 out of 200 people that wanted to be in the government. And so I don't want to make a bloated staff because most of the staff, like ministers and stuff won't be paid. They won't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they actually. I'm thinking about giving them a pension. But usually, if you're leaving a sector like a ministry, you're not coming back. Like you're kind of leaving the server. And I mean, some
Yeah.
people might stay, more leisurely play, but it's up to the player on if they're fully leaving or if they are just taking off, like wanting to go do something else. Then we might give them a pension, like 60K or something like that.
I see. Like a severance package. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm off now. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and then
Toondog said, yeah, fire.
and then for like recruitment and not necessarily foreign affairs, because foreign affairs, like you
Him
can't.
all in for giving me money.
The foreign affairs is going to be a little different, but recruitment we're probably going to do a monetary, like you get so much money per invite, and depending, like essentially what it will be is you get 250 on the invite. So like if you just like you get somebody in base, it's going to be 250, and then we assess it after a week. Hey, this person's really active. Hey, they've gotten this stuff. Then we might give them a little bit more.
I
But
see.
base, you'll get 250 an invite, and that's where like the director of that department would have to watch, because they'd have to sit there and watch and see what's going on and keep track of it all and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make a
But-
velanin podcast, like a. So like I interview some.
The Volonic podcast.
Yeah.
Get some of our friends to join up and like some allies.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty funny.
Just a minute ago, Toondog said that. Sounds like it sounds like he's just watching a podcast right now, or like from us talking, it seems like a podcast. It's gonna be the idea, like when we go to war sooner or later, I could like interview you or something about it. Get some more people on our side.
Ooh.
Join us.
You know about FDR's fireside chats?
Nope. Never heard of it.
We just have like a radio.
Okay.
You can just do like a radio station.
Yeah.
For
Well, I wouldn't say a radio station per se, but like essentially, it's FDR made the first podcast.
Toondog
Yeah.
said, oh, also I could get positive press coverage on the Nivistraton.
Positive, huh? Explain a little bit more to him.
It's a newspaper thingy an ohmed Nivistraton made.
I mean, honestly, if they wanted to come over here, they could act as like a... Because, I mean, it's going to be written into lore that Nivistradan sent a crew over here, as per Assassin's document that I still haven't read. But, like, honestly, if he wanted to do a newspaper... The Nivistradan would be a interesting newspaper.
Check.
Okay, I will in a little bit, honestly. I'm too... I haven't read anything today in terms of our stuff. But...
Mokria attempts to sabotage Nivistradan elections. Uhu's presidential campaign has been subject to significant scrutiny from citizens. Yeah, they just straight... Oh yeah, I forgot that they straight up just have a newspaper. Yeah, I saw this. They just straight up have a newspaper.
But, I mean, for sure, like, so... A fireside chat, we'd probably make it more of a town hall-esque thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I probably wouldn't live, like, as a live stream, it would probably be more of a interpersonal kind of thing. So, like, it's more of a insight into what the government's doing.
Like a question time.
Not necessarily question time. Not like a discussion board, but more like kind of like if we had a public advisory meeting,
Yeah,
that would
like
be on there, and then
like a quick PSA, and then like let's go open the
yeah,
discussion,
and
whatever.
we do it in the events or
Yeah,
like in a regular Discord, but we'll let people know, hey, you're muted for this because we'll open up a discussion board.
yeah. You could do a stage, and just
Oh yeah, we do have a
and like
stage. I forgot I set one of those up.
yeah. If you have a stage, you just put what the person you wants to talk. You put them up, and then like once they're done, you put them back down.
Yeah, so we might integrate that, and so like
Yeah.
just have an archive of videos where people can go back and watch. Because I mean, there's things we've discussed that would probably never like we've discussed. Oh, what is it? We were talking about like the university. Well, somebody who comes along and just sees it being built, they're going to be like that. What's that? And then we're going to be like a university. And I mean, some people are going to be like, "Oh, cool," but they're going to want to know how it happened, stuff like that. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just going to provide a lot more clarity. If
Yeah, and
like,
we'll also keep it in the library as records.
yeah,
Hey,
and so
Well,
like,
like a transcript of it.
can you send me an image of Vinland's flag?
actually, I think we have one in the national info channel. Yeah, national banner. I need to redo that too. I need to go through. I need to go through all the information because Nation Info needs to be done pretty soon, actually, because it's changing over to monarchy. Ranks and rules needs to be redone. Relations, I haven't even done that. That's going to be up for the diplomacy team, and then lore.
We have a nation or anything?
It's info under the immigration sector or category.
Info. Huh. For information, like rules?
Rules,
Yeah.
new player info, nation info.
There's no nation info.
Tune Dog said, "I'm shitting."
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, it's not here.
There should be a nation info under information.
It's not here. I still only see rules and I see new players. That's all I got.
Rules, new players.
Yeah, I don't see it. Straight up, I just don't see it.
Interesting.
It's only I can only see it in server guide.
You have to go to our channel list and check all.
Oh, yeah, that might be true. Because yeah, you'll have to go to like browse channels and then select all the categories or like follow all the categories.
Oh yeah,
I forgot that it won't add like you won't if it notices, hey, nobody has used this channel. Let's see. Like we haven't used public announcements in 4 months. So that's probably when I created the channel. Nobody's used that in 4 months, so it's not going to show up just to compress everything. And especially with relations and lore, there's nothing in them.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm probably going to hop off because I wanted to get... Well, before I go to bed, I wanted to get the ranks first. I want to get the classes in, and I want to start... at this point, just leave it for tomorrow.
Yeah. Alright, good night, guys.
See you.
What I think I want to do is up here have the velanin, and then down here have podcasts. I think that'll be a good idea.
Hold on. Let me hit the stream. So, just a reminder, that's not going to be our flag for long.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily mess with it. What?
I'm still going to use this till you make the new one. I need something.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and present Salmon an idea soon, like within the next week
I don't even know how to do this.
for her.
This is what my first time making a thumbnail, pretty much.
Hmm.
So I don't even know where I'll make the words and all
Where's
that.
the Builders Guild?
Gosh, it's 12. Okay.
Hmm.
Text. Okay.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write up some stuff and then go to bed.
Okay. Night. Okay, guys. So because everyone's getting off, that's it for tonight. Good night.